Today is a different day. I am finally revealing the store's location. Thank you for coming back to this channel. And thank you for anyone who's new to this channel. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, for the last 5 years I've built this grocery store and this channel side by side to reveal the inside scoop on what it's like to own your own small business and become an entrepreneur. I'd like to show you guys the ins and outs on what it's really like to own a business. I think there's a lot of BS out there on what it's truly like to own your own business, and that's why I always want to keep it real on this channel. I want to tell the truth, and we want to get things straight in the business world and, you know, encourage people to start their own business. That's what I really want from this channel. And over the course of 5 years, we've opened a few businesses, as many of you have seen. We own our own coffee brand. If you'd like to try it, it's the coffee we serve in store. It's at 13grandcoffee.com. Felicia became a real estate agent, and we are been investing in real estate over the last 5 years. So this channel is just a growing pot of small businesses and personal finance. If you're into anything like that, please hit the like button down below, and this video will get the support it needs to keep growing. Very slow day today. I'm shooting this video in between customers, so instead of wasting time on social media, I decided to do something productive. That is the key thing that I learned from owning your own business. You need to self-motivate. You need discipline, because you can fall through the cracks and just let things go, and there's no boss to reprimand you. So the key takeaway for the last 5 years is the easy choice is the wrong choice. And if you do come visit, maybe I'll see you along this aisle picking up potatoes or, you know, some bananas here. These ones are a little ripe. Then I'll throw in a free tomato. But if you want your free tomato, you have to hit like on this video, and just show me your phone that says you hit like, and then a giant beefsteak tomato with your name on it. Okay, bite that right now. It's so juicy. So without further ado, after 5 years, I mean, most of you have figured this out, but the store's name is DeMarco's Fine Foods. We are located in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to come visit us, please do. I don't know how many people are actually watching that are local, but I figured it was time to finally reveal where this store is located. I'm not sure why we kind of kept it under wraps. Maybe we were afraid of people giving us reviews or bad reviews or ruining us such a new business, but I don't think that's the case. I think mainly the people that watch this channel are very supportive, or trying to learn, or trying to open their own businesses, their own grocery stores, and why not give them the full experience on seeing where we're located. They can check out our pages, Facebook, Instagram, Google. It's all under DeMarco's Fine Foods. I don't want to push any of those. That's just what they're called. And if you'd like to check them out, it's just literally DeMarco's Fine Foods. It'll pop up, I'm sure. If you Google map us, our store does say DeMarco's Local Market, because DeMarco's Fine Foods is kind of the umbrella on where we do all of our investing into our coffee business, 13grandcoffee.com. DeMarco's Fine Foods would be the store, and a few other investments that I haven't revealed on this channel just yet. So that's what the DeMarco's Fine Foods came from. My last name is obviously DeMarco. Me and Felicia got married. She's also a DeMarco. And yeah, our businesses are usually named something after DeMarco. So yeah, there's no mystery behind it. That's the name. If you'd like to come visit us, we're here 24/7. Make sure you check our Google hours though, because that's when we're actually open. So why we chose the location. The history in itself kind of speaks to why this location was successful. The entire plaza was based around a grocery store that existed from, I think, the 60s to the early 90s. They were independently owned stores, obviously much bigger than this. If one day I can get to that level, that would be amazing, but let's just say there were about 30,000 square feet. To put into perspective, this is 1,600 square feet. So we're a very small fraction of the old existing grocery store that was in this plaza. We took a portion, there's a pizza place that took a portion, a nail salon that took a portion, an office that took a portion, a dentist that took a portion, to split that store up into what it is today. Now, the neighborhood never had another grocery store in it for about, actually it never had another grocery store since that original store closed in the early 90s. One of the major chains in Canada actually rented the building out for 10 years without doing anything to the space, just so a different competitor didn't rent it out. Once that lease ran out, they assumed no one would ever come around and rent the space and turn it into a grocery store, so they let the lease go, and it was vacant for another 10 years. Insert where me and Felicia came in. We opened a much smaller version of what our competitors own. However, it's been working okay. We are positioned in a good neighborhood with very, very little competition nearby. So once I heard that the competitor paid for the building to be leased out just so their competitor wouldn't be able to utilize the space into a grocery store, I knew that that was an incentive that meant the location was ideal to open up something of the sort. Of course, I didn't go as big as the previous grocery store that was here, but it was a location that people would use when they needed their smaller grocery list to be taken care of without having to go to a bigger store, wait in lines, parking lots that are far from, you know, the stores, deal with crowds. And that's when I realized I don't think I'll find a better location in this city. So at this point, we are at a higher income location. We did our research before opening the store, and the general income in the area is about $60,000 to $100,000, either per family or per individual. I don't remember that exact stat. We were very specific on looking that up beforehand because we knew we couldn't compete with the budget grocery stores. We knew our prices would be a little higher. Being a smaller store, you can never buy in the volumes to get the discounts that those giant stores would get. You'll never be able to have blowout deals the same way a store would, who, you know, can lose $1 or $2 on each item to bring you into the store, and then you pick up $100 worth of other things. So these are things we can get into in different videos: lost leaders, blowout deals, volume sales. It goes on and on, but I knew that we wouldn't be able to compete with the pricing, and that's not what we ever intended to do anyways. Pricing is based on convenience. You don't have to go anywhere else. You're in and out in a few minutes, if that. We're in a local neighborhood with plenty of parking. You can do your shopping at the many other strip mall stores here, and then pick up a few things and you're on your way home just to get through the day without hitting those big stores. We are not a lot more expensive than the other stores. I don't want to give the wrong impression, but you will notice certain things are about 10 to 15% more, sometimes a little more if we really can't compete. Or, you know, those other places put out flyer deals and blow things out the door just to bring you in, and then you do your full groceries with them. It's just the name of the game. Once you start studying it, you see how grocery stores bring you in the store, and you leave with hundreds of dollars more than you ever intended on spending. So keep that in mind, because, you know, when you come in our store to spend, you know, money on a few things, you literally leave with those few things. When you go into a big store to buy a few things, you end up buying this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden you have a full cart of $200 which you never intended to buy or spend. So keep that in mind. When you think you're saving at a big store, sometimes that's not always the case. So you can tell from my shelving and products, this is a European market feel. In small towns in Europe, these stores are very successful. They live in neighborhoods that people visit almost daily to get a few things. Big box stores are taking over those small European towns as well. But this was the old school European style where people would come grab a loaf of bread per day, a bunch of bananas per day. You would see them every day. When life wasn't as hectic, you know, they had a slower pace of life, and they would stop in and out to grab a coffee or an espresso, or like I said, you know, a pound of apples. It was a different style of market, and that's what we tried to do here in this location. It's a small community village area, and you know, everyone kind of knows everybody in this area, so we've gotten to know most of our regulars. People know us by name, we know our customers by name, and the general population that shops here is probably, you know, going to be in this 5-kilometer radius. You're not going to get too many people from outside of that area. No one's traveling across the city to shop here unless we have certain things that nobody does, which we do try to do to get that population to come. But in general, the customers in this area are the ones that shop here. And we've tailor-made our inventory to the customer wants in this area. The 80% of customers that shop here are the ones that we cater our inventory to. There's no reason why you carry anything that doesn't sell, and that's exactly what we've built over the last 5 years, I would say, is an inventory selection that rotates. Of course, we're always trying new things, adding new things, and those things that don't sell, they don't get repeated. It's basically the nature of this business, and every store is looking for things that sell, but even more specifically when your location is very small, you have to tailor make your inventory to be very valuable, and it always rotates. By valuable, I mean it rotates. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I better get back to the store. Hopefully it picks up, but thanks for watching this video, and maybe I'll see you one day buying a bunch of bananas and tomatoes, and then I'll throw in a free apple. Take care.